love my brother. I love my nephews. But you know, after a period of time, yeah, there's a saturation point. You kind of got to split ways just a little. So I was there. I tell my brother and nephews, like, don't you guys want to go fishing up at that lake north of us? I'll kick it here for just a little bit, and then in the afternoon I will hike back to our camp 3 miles away. And they did. It was so nice. They left, and Uncle Ryan had a nice nap, fished. And it was about 2 p.m. and I decided, all right, it's time. I better go. I'm in unfamiliar surroundings. And Travis, before he left, says, are you sure there's a trail between these lakes? And I'm like, remember 3 years ago when we were here and we saw that group emerge from the tree line down? So I figure there's a trail that does hook these. So I start to go, and sure enough, there's an awesome trail. About 3/4 of a mile in, that awesome trail becomes a little more faint. But don't fear, I have been a scoutmaster. And we had to be on a trail, didn't we? Well, 100 yards later, that trail disappeared. I had to decide whether I was going to go back or I was going to go right or left to get to this lake camp. And I decided left. I hiked down it, and I've gone about a mile before each step becomes less confident that I'm on the right path. The trees are getting thicker. I mean, honestly, I am sneaking between the trees. The leaf cover, I cannot see the sky anymore. The leaves are so dense. I just keep going. I'm about half mile into that terrain before I say, I'm 80% sure I am not on the right path anymore. And it's rough stuff. It's about 5 or 6 p.m. It's about 60 degrees now. I know that nighttime it gets to about 25 degrees where I'm at. And I know the most important thing when you are lost is to keep your head. And it was hard. I mean, the panic level was rising, but I did kind of keep it down. And it's these kind of times where you have very honest conversations with yourselves. And that's what I did. Right there, I knew I had to find south. I had to find the sun, and I had to watch it so I knew where I was. To press down the panic, and I continue my hike. It's now getting a little bit later. It's 6. The trees are even more dense, and if you can imagine, I mean, honestly, besides mountain men, there is no human that has ever been where I am at this point. I'm scooting between these trees. The fallen leaves are about this thick on the bed of the forest, so every step is slick, and I'm doing it very trepidatiously. And I kid you not, I'm walking, and I take a step, and I remember thinking, this is the most quiet I've ever experienced. Just dense, oppressive, quiet. And the only thing that wasn't quiet was inside my mind as the stress was mounting. So I'm taking these steps. I take a step right. I hear that leaf crunch. I take a step left, and I look down where my left foot is coming down. And the leaves where my foot is about to hit start shaking. And those leaves start shaking like wildly. At this point, this mangy mammal that is under my left-footed leaves jumps up, shrieks an awful sound. I mean, terrible sound. It's about belt high. We make eye contact, this rodent and I. And I don't know who's more scared. I'm certain it's me. I turn, slam into a tree behind me. I'm dazed, and I look and see Hell Beaver just running down the trail like he has the right to be scared. I hate beavers to this day. So I'm lost desperately, and I know I need to see the sun to know which way's south, so I get to a cliff wall. It's straight vertical, and I have the idea, if I can get above the tree line, I'll be able to watch the sun and know which way is south. So I start hand over hand climbing this just straight up cliff. You weren't there, it was straight up. I do get above the tree line, and I hang there. And and I force myself to be calm, and I do. I watch the sun. And honestly, I pray. Like a real prayer. And I do. I watch it for 15 minutes and I know which way is south. South is this way. I've been going that way. It's 7 p.m. and I'm further away from my destination than when I started the hike. Keep going up to the top of the cliff, and at the top of the cliff, the trees are less dense. And I'm feeling semi-confident because I know which way is south, and I start hike running. And all the while I'm looking out, because the night is getting colder, and I'm looking for places that I will sleep. Looking for two things, really. I need to see where I'm going to sleep tonight, and I will look out for hell beavers. And then a wonderful thing happened. I see a tree that has fallen, but it's been cut by a chainsaw. First sign of humans that I've seen since I left the trail many hours before. I know I'm pretty good now. I start running. The sun has set. It's between 8:30 and 9 now, and I see my lake. I see my camp. And I start running. I see my nephews, these wonderful human beings that no uncle would ever want to spend an afternoon away from. And I see my brother, my best friend. He's at the shoreline of the lake, and I run down there. And I mean, I look ridiculous. I look terrible. I mean, I've got mud on my face, a big disgrace. But I see my brother. I'm like, he's going to be so relieved to see me. So I walk up, and just in time for him to pull his fishing pole back and cast out again. Obviously, this man had no idea the terror ride that his little brother had been on for this last 8 hours. I didn't care. I forgave him instantly. I went up behind him, no shame. I just grabbed him. And he tried to wiggle away, but at that moment I was stronger than him. And I remember in his attempt to get away, my forehead hit his cheek, and I'm like, I don't care. We're just two grown-ish men. And one of them is grateful to be found.